Okay, we are live. Let's see. Bubbles. There go the bubbles. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Chat with Madam Whipbass. The birds are awake. You may be hearing them in the background shortly. They're also, what do you call it? Going through their hormone thingy. They're in heat. And so you never know what kind of noises you'll hear back there. But anyway, lots of monkey business and foolishness, mayhem and murder going on in the news. And last Friday night at 10 p.m., if you don't know, I'm here to tell you. Because not everybody follows politics. I know I didn't until Obama, really. But this reality show in the White House starring Donald Trump is just not to be believed. What a bitch of a president this man is. So he fires Andrew McCabe, who was like the assistant FBI director. Pretty sure I got the title wrong. But at this point in time, I really don't give a shit about Andrew McCabe after I discovered what really went down. But Andrew McCabe was due to retire. What is today? Yesterday, I believe, or Sunday, one of them days. And, of course, receive his full pension. But Donald Trump fired him 10 o'clock Friday night. No pension for him, that Andrew McCabe. And initially, I felt sorry for him. I really did. Until it was explained to me what really went down. Now, that whole email scandal with Hillary Clinton, Andrew McCabe was a Trump supporter and quote unquote loyalist. And so he anonymously submitted that information about Hillary Clinton and the emails. Whatever that whole thing was about, I'm not too sure. And so at one point, he was a Trump supporter. And then the thing nearly a year ago with the then FBI director, James Comey, we know how Trump fired him. Trump, in no uncertain terms, wanted the loyalty of this director of the FBI, James Comey, and the stand-up professional 6'9" man that he is. The FBI is independent of the White House, the president, and as it should be, that's how you weed out corruption as much as you can anyway. But anyway, I digress. And so that caused James Comey to be fired, and Andrew McCabe has been the acting director of the FBI ever since. And apparently Andrew has not been doing whatever else the president wanted him to do. And so he terminated him just hours before the man was to retire at the age of 50 and collect a full pension. So prior to knowing that Andrew McCabe was a loyalist and a supporter of Donald Trump, and then he's no longer kissing Donald Trump's ass the way Donald Trump wants his ass to get kissed, and now he's all fucked up in the game with no pension. I just say, you know what, Andrew McCabe, fuck him. And fuck him where he lives and breathes. Anyway, I just don't know what else to say about Trump. Other than Putin got him by the pussy and Mueller got him by his balls. That must be a very uncomfortable position to be in. But, it's all coming down. It's painstakingly slow for those of us who want normalcy and professionalism back in the White House. But Mueller definitely is a very meticulous individual. And he is crossing every T and dotting every I and leaving no stone unturned in his investigation. And now his sights are on Donald Trump and his financial dealings and taxes. And, Mueller is definitely carefully connecting the dots in his investigation. And people like me need to be just more patient and just trust the process. It is what it is. So, we have a mad bomber in Austin, Texas. Isn't that special? It's been about 4 days or 5 days. I don't think it's been a week. But a bomb went off. The first one in Austin, Texas, killed a black man. Then maybe the next day another bomb went off and killed a 17-year-old young black male. Then the next day another bomb went off, or a couple of days later, and injured a 75-year-old Hispanic lady. And then yesterday or day before yesterday, another bomb went off and injured 2 black males, I believe. Not sure if they have life-threatening injuries, but they're injured nonetheless. But this recent bomb with these 2 gentlemen, it was activated by a tripwire. I'm giving you the information. Do I understand what a tripwire is? In my mind, I'm picturing a wire connected to the bomb and somebody, I think these guys were riding a bike, so they rolled over the wire and got blown up. I'm not really understanding what a tripwire is. And no, I didn't do the research because I'm just now coming to the conclusion that, what exactly is a tripwire. Anyway. And then just overnight, another bomb in Texas at a FedEx facility, I suppose around the Austin area. It blew up, and that's all I know about this FedEx bomb explosion. Other than no one was hurt. I don't know if there's damage to the building. I don't know why the box was in the FedEx station. Was it left there by somebody, or was it, in transportation? It was mailed and, getting ready to be picked up by a truck and delivered to a specific place. Don't know any of that other than no one was hurt. And there are nearly 500 FBI agents descended upon Austin, Texas. And if you want to find out the perpetrator, or you want to find the suspect, you got to study the victims. Now, the first two victims, there was a connection. The adult black male and the 17-year-old black male. I think they both knew the same pastor, or maybe one was related to a pastor while the other one attended that pastor's church, something to that effect. As far as the 75-year-old Spanish lady, not sure, no connection there. And as far as these two brothers that was riding a bike, don't know much about that. But I'm curious to find out about this damn mad bomber. What is he doing this for? Is this racially motivated? Is this domestic terrorism? Yeah. It's definitely domestic terrorism. No matter how you cut it, it is that. It is domestic terrorism. But I'm curious to see how all of this is going to play out. How is it going to conclude? I'm curious to see if they will ever find out who is doing this and how quickly they can capture the culprit. And my prayers is that the next bomb he is making, I hope it blows up on him. Speaking of bombs and blowing up, let me tell you a story. True story. Let me see. It's July. I can't remember whether I was 8 or 9. It was either July of 1975 or July of 1976. If you Google it, you can find the story. But it's July, mid-70s. I get up, get some money from my daddy to go get some milk and cereal. And while I had to walk around the corner from Astoria Boulevard and 95th Street and then go up the hill to 96th Street and go to that particular store. Well, I guess that was the closest store back then. And I got some Captain Crunch and some milk. So I'm walking back down the hill on 30th Avenue between 96th and 95th Street. And as I get to the middle of the hill, this big explosion takes place behind me. Now, 96th Street and 30th Avenue is an apartment building that has like a courtyard in the middle of it. And there's like 4 different sections of this building. And what happened was there was some guy that belonged to some sort of organization, FLA or something, and I think it had ties with Cuba. He had a damn bomb factory in one of those apartments. And he was making a bomb and the shit went off and blew off both of his hands. That was a crazy summer. There's a lot of interesting things that took place in East Elmhurst. Maybe I'll save that for another video. A lot of crazy tragedy. Or maybe I'll get back to that. But anyway, I just had a flashback in a memory that was triggered by these Austin bombings. But my prayer is that hopefully as I speak, he's creating another bomb, and I hope that shit detonates and blows his fucking hands off. Anyway, There was something else about Trump I wanted to discuss that had just escaped me. Give me a second. Let me think. Trump. Idiot president. He's going down. Yeah, we all know that. Nothing new here. It's just a matter of time. Trump. Oh, I can't remember. There was something else I wanted to point out about Trump. But anyway, what are we going to do? This is just totally ridiculous. I think Trump is becoming unhinged. I live for the day that they arrest him in the Oval Office and bring him out of the White House in handcuffs. I have a feeling we'll see that sometime in the summer. Because he's a straight criminal. Him and all of his cronies, including his son-in-law and his son. As you can see, oh, now I know what I want to talk about. As you can see, Donald Trump Jr. and his wife, she has separated from him and is seeking a divorce. Because she knows what's coming down the pike. She's trying to take her money and run now. Smart woman. Smart woman. She knows. She knows a lot. And she is getting out of Dodge before the shit really hits the fan. Anybody who is still working in that White House, they're fucking idiots. Because when it's all said and done, your name is going to be mud just because you've been affiliated with the most treasonous president of the United States that the U.S. has ever known. So she's skipping out of Dodge. Good for her. Also, this week, Ivanka, the daughter that works in the White House, Ivanka Trump, and her husband, is his name Jared Kushner? Well, they were in a helicopter and had to land in an emergency because the engine failed. Yeah, the engine of their helicopter failed. Do you think that's a coincidence? I think not. I think that's Putin sending a message to Donald Trump. You can be touched. For some reason, by the grace of God, the life of Ivanka and Jared has been spared. I don't think they were supposed to make a successful emergency landing. They were meant to be killed. Oh, Putin ain't playing. Also, early in the week, we know that Rex Tillerson, Secretary of State, you know Trump fired him by tweet. Who was Rex Tillerson? Well, he was the CEO of Exxon Oil Company. And the reason why he was placed in that position of Secretary of State is because he was very instrumental in building some oil pipeline that Russia wants. But Russia cannot complete it because of the sanctions that was placed on him, whether it was by W or Obama or whatever. And the whole thing was that Trump was supposed to lift these sanctions so Russia can stand to make trillions of dollars and Donald Trump will get a huge cut. Well, that's not going to happen. The sanctions are not going to be lifted. So therefore, Rex Tillerson is no longer needed, which puts Trump in a vicarious position with Putin, because whatever their deal was, it's not coming into fruition. You think you're going to get out of this life alive behind some shit like that with Putin? No. Putin sent a message in the UK last week when he had some nerve gas inflicted upon a father and his daughter, Russian people, whether he was a Russian spy or whatever he was. It's just a message to Trump. Trump knows his days are numbered. He's not going to die a peaceful death. He's not going to grow older in a nursing home, where he'll just drift off until transition into, the eternal sunset. No, Putin will certainly be responsible for the death of Trump. If Trump doesn't hang himself in the Oval Office, of course. Which is probably what we'll see also. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has hung himself in the Oval Office. I'm sure that Putin has workers in Mar-a-Lago, in the kitchen, chefs. When Putin gets ready, trust me, Donald Trump is out of here. We might see Donald Trump making a speech and all of a sudden just drop dead. Autopsy takes place. He was hit by a poisoned spitball. Nobody even saw it coming. All we know is that he was speaking and he just dropped at the podium. Out of here. Gone. He likes to go to Mar-a-Lago. I mean, hey, it's nothing to pay somebody a couple of $1 million to sprinkle his food with a thistle of poison. Oh, Trump knows what's in store for him. He knows. But yeah, that helicopter emergency landing engine failing, nah, they wasn't supposed to be successful in landing in an emergency. They were supposed to be out of here. But trust me, there will be another attempt, and Putin shall be successful. He ain't playing with Trump or none of his fucking people in his family. What's that Shakespeare expression? Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first set out to deceive. Trump has sold his own fucking country out just to make billions of dollars. And it's not like he's not a billionaire already. You need more money beyond that. You got to commit treason against your own country to have more money, and you're already a billionaire? Man, I hope Putin gets a hold of you and snips your balls off before he takes you out of here, Trump. You're ridiculous. And to be honest with you, I gotta tell you, I don't know what it is, but there is something that I like about Putin. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's a bad man, yeah. But I think it's his facial expression. He just, even when he smirks, it's just something about him that's dangerously funny. Because I find myself chuckling at him more often than not. But the man is super dangerous. And he's funny. And remember, this is the third time I'm talking to you all about this. I keep telling you, put some money away or take some money out, sacrifice something, and start stocking up on canned goods, batteries, flashlights. Get some extra power packs for your cell phone so that you can have some juice. And maybe if you can purchase 10 power packs, those batteries that you could just charge the battery and then you got the battery to charge your phone. Batteries or flashlights, because Putin has just let us know within the last 48 hours that he has infiltrated our electric grid and he can turn the lights out across the United States. Warning comes before destruction. He's not playing. You fucking turn the electricity out and then start bombing us with nuclear heads, we're done. How are we going to respond when a lot of shit, the weapons that we need, we're going to need power? But Putin has the ability to shut off our power. We get ready to see some dangerous times. I tell you, those people affiliated with Donald Trump, every last one of them, you working in the White House, your name is mud. Every last one of them. But with all that being said, you don't live your life in fear. You keep doing what you need to do day by day. And you pray. Because prayer does change things. But there are things that are going to take place because they must. And since they must take place, you must be prepared to survive. If survival means anything to you. It is what it is. Putin got Trump by the pussy. Mueller got Trump by the balls. And all of us in the U.S. are caught in the middle of that bullshit. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out of here. Peace.